and welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you are new here. So today I am actually filming my first video in my brand new room at university. So I just moved back to Bath for my second year and I've moved into my room. So a room tour will be coming very soon if that's something you're interested in. There was a lot of support for it and excitement on Twitter, so look out for that. So today I am going to be following on from videos I've done in the past, giving advice at the beginning of a year, and what we're going to be doing is talking about things that you can do at the start of the year that are going to improve your grades significantly throughout. So this is obviously applicable to GCSE, A-level, even university in its own way, so I really hope that this is useful to a lot of you. Today I'm actually working with Quizlet, which is really exciting because I used to use them to make my flashcards online for some of my GCSE and A-level stuff, and I think I've mentioned them before, so that is very exciting and thank you to them for sponsoring this. If you haven't subscribed already and pressed the bell, please do so because I feel like my videos don't get out at the moment, which is so annoying. And if you feel like giving this a thumbs up, go for it now. There's some time to do it. And let's get straight on with my tips. Okay, so I have 3 main tips for you. And the first tip that we are going to be talking about is about staying on top of your work from as early as possible. So this one is very heavily emphasized, I think. I think it's one that lots of people say to do and is much easier said than done. So you obviously don't have to make your complete final notes, and I'm not saying that you should, but I think doing something, so for example, if you were to use Quizlet, shut up. So for example, if you were to use Quizlet to make some flashcards literally every weekend throughout the year, and then get to the end of the year and have an online database of key facts, you would be in a much better position than if you were just launching straight into writing notes then, because those key facts would not only be in your head, but they're already a written resource to go back to. Dates, if you're doing history, quotes, you could put definitions of things or vocab like grammar for languages. I personally used to use mine for geography definitions. So having this database of information that you've made throughout the year online that you can then access anytime because you've already made them all and they're all just sitting online, means that you just have so much less stress when you get to doing the actual note writing or past papers. And you can also look at them throughout the year and keep drilling them into your head, especially if it's those key facts or definitions, and then you can build on that when you get to your revision later. So as time consuming as that might sound, literally just going online and typing a couple flashcards out every weekend or at the end of every week really won't make that much difference at the time, but it will benefit you so much in the future. And obviously you don't have to just do flashcards, you can do online diagrams and that kind of thing on the website as well. So any kind of subject you do, I'm pretty sure would be completely covered by doing this method. Obviously it's also a good tool. As a side note, other people have made the same resources, so even if you don't necessarily make your own every weekend, if you went on the website every weekend and had a look through someone else's resources because they're available for you to see, that's just as good. I mean, you're still revising. My second biggest tip is to get into a good routine from the start. Now this is two-pronged. The first prong being academically. So like I mentioned, you want to make sure that you're doing your flashcard making, your note making, all of that as frequently as possible and get into the habit early so that it feels like second nature to you. The other prong is to get into a good routine of basically fitting your hobbies and the rest of your life in with your work as early as possible, and then you're not going to feel overwhelmed by things as easily. You're going to have more time and be less stressed when it comes to exam season, where everything can feel like it's piled on a bit. Make sure that you are sleeping well from the very, very beginning, literally the first night when you get in from your first day. Make sure that you sleep at a good time. It sounds so cliche and I feel like I don't want to be repeating myself, but it is such an important point to make sure that you are getting your good habits from the very beginning. And thirdly, be organised. Literally keep a planner of your life, don't lose it. This is the one I had last year, and it's literally just a planner. That's all there is to it, but it kept everything I needed to know there. The more you can keep up with things like UCAS deadlines and the kind of thing that could just go straight over your head, the less stress you're going to have about it. As soon as someone says it, write it in your planner, and you're not going to forget and you're not going to get frazzled about it, because if it's all already in one place or even on your phone, you're going to have it all there ready to go, not be caught out by anything, have less stress in your life and more time to get on with the important things. It also goes for like setting personal deadlines so things don't creep up on you. If you're like, right, I want to have done this amount of note making or this amount of diagrams or finish this much of my personal statement by a certain date, and you have that like noted down somewhere, you're going to find it easier than if you let it all build up and suddenly have to do it all at once. So I really hope that those were helpful to you. Those are things that definitely I try and implement even now, and I would highly recommend them all for like any level of study. If you haven't checked out Quizlet already, I would highly recommend it. Like, genuinely have used it myself, and I know a lot of people who use it. It is an extremely good resource, so I will put a link in the description and you can go and check it out. Thank you so much for watching this, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!